sheriff's department to have body cam. I don't think he would allow body cams in now unless he had some way of getting around it. I'm just very sure of that. And if you're getting body cams, why not right now start getting the jail systems cameras back online? Why don't you have them be able to be used as evidence? Why does the IT department have to open up, look inside, or maintain our own equipment? They need to be done sealed so they're not tampered with, to be brought to other people to look at the evidence, because I do not have any trust at all in what's going on. As my wife mentioned before about your crisis team, one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life when I saw it happen. Crisis team's trained to do one thing, sheriff sends someone over there to tell them what to do on top of that, and it ends up being the same thing, sheriff control thing, crisis control, the same as it was before they even had the training. It's sabotaged. You don't go around beating up people for no reason. You don't go around listening to somebody giving an order to change the course in which their training was for. You're kidding yourself. It's not real. It's real and done when they do it. They don't have all that baloney to go through. They're not told what to do. They go there and they're taught how to handle it and execute according to their training, not have some third person there. The other thing is nothing's going to go right if you're going to have your bad cops, your road cops there hurting people right off the bat. I'd tell the man to get the heck off my wife because he was beating him up with a pair of handcuffs. No reason for it, right off the bat. The point is, I don't believe in what's going on here is going to change because you have body cams. I don't know the conditions. I don't know what you set aside as conditions for these cameras. They're very important, but again, we've already had evidence that IRA had changed, an IT department had changed information in the past, and I just don't trust it. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jeffrey, I'm sorry, I can't make out your last name, Bauer? Bauer? Okay. How about a Benjamin? Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Branson's the last name. Branson.
Branson, okay.
You're here for the rezoning, correct, sir?
Right.
Okay, you can, your time will come up in just a little while.
Oh, I thought, you said Jeffrey, I didn't, okay.
Yeah, you can sign up for that.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Benjamin
Tarsa.
Okay.
Good evening. I'll keep it pretty short and sweet. My name is Benjamin Tarsa. I live at 566 Ruth Circle in Ballard Woods. I'm here to just echo the concerns that our awesome HOA President Dave shared today. I can't say that I speak for all of my neighbors, but I feel like I speak in like mind with most of them about our concerns. As Mr. Hausman shared, our main concerns are about safety with the water pressure issues for the fire hydrants, as well as the water runoff concerns. If you could walk over to our neighborhood right now, you'd see that there are just raging rivers. They all end up in one of our neighbors' backyards. It's really quite a situation. As Dave said, we've worked with different agencies to make corrective actions, but the influx of even more water could be troublesome. As Dave said, there's also only one way in and out of our subdivision, both for like construction vehicles, which could severely damage our roads, but as well as in emergency situations where there could be problems getting in and out of the subdivision. Everything else has really been said, so I really just wanted to echo those concerns. And like I said, you can see that a big chunk of our neighborhood turned out. This is something that's really important to us. And we just want to ask that the appropriate amount of time and care be taken to make sure that this new development is the best for the existing residents of Harnett County, as well as for all of the new residents who will become and move into these new developments. So thank you for your time.
Okay, that concludes public comment period. You'll pass that down to the clerk. Just a moment of privilege. How many of you are here in support of this issue with the subdivision or against it? Stand up so we can see how many.
Support?
Yeah, against it.
Support or against?
Who does not want the subdivision? Okay. Good enough. That's what I was trying to figure out, was how many were here for the same issue. Thank you.
Are they for it or against it?
They're against it.
Okay. That was a little confusing there.
Yeah. All righty. Item number 6, a public hearing, a proposed zoning change, Plan 2407-0002. The applicant is Jeffrey Branson, 1.81 acres, to be rezoned from commercial to RA20R in Barbecue Township.
All right,
Floor is
thank
yours, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here before you all this evening. I'm Sarah Arbor with Development Services, and we have 2 items for the public hearing tonight. The first is a request for rezoning from commercial to the RA20R. The owner and applicant is Mr. Jeffrey Branson. He is applying to rezone his property located at 760 Old NC 87 in Sanford. The property is about 1.81 acres, located in the Barbecue Township. So the property is currently utilized for single-family residence. Best available information available to staff appears that the property has always been used for this purpose since zoning came to the property in June of 2000. And the property was zoned commercial at that time. The surrounding land uses also consist of single-family residences. Next, we'll take a look at the services available for the property. There is public water available. The road counts along Old NC 87 are not available. However, the site distances are good. Staff did provide a photo of Old NC 87 down on the other end where it dead ends, and you can see NC 87 on the other side of that. Next, we'll take a look at the zoning district compatibility map. Here you can see that the requested zoning district is in the vicinity, it's the RA20R. And next, we'll look at the future land use map. So the property does have a mixed use land use classification, which is compact mixed use that does support both residential and non-residential zoning designations. And next we'll review pictures of the site provided by staff. All right, so through staff's evaluation, staff found that the requested rezoning is reasonable, that the uses which are permitted within the zoning district are more compatible than the surrounding land uses than the current zoning classification. It is recommended that the zoning request be approved. Planning board did vote unanimously 5-0 to recommend approval. At the planning board hearing, there were 2 residents who also live along Old NC 87 who spoke at the rezoning hearing. So they weren't speaking for or in opposition of this rezoning. They were also interested in having their properties, which are also used for residential purposes, to be rezoned from commercial to the RA20R. Staff explained at the planning board, that this was an application. When we received it, we stopped and looked at it and decided that it's likely that this entire sort of Old 87 area needs to be evaluated. So what we did was we reached out to the applicant to see if we could carry this application forward with several others, any other interested parties along that roadway. It did turn out that due to time constraints, they needed to move forward now. However, this is something that staff is going to be bringing to you all in the near future.
Okay.
Okay,
Any questions for staff on this? All right, thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
At this time, is there anyone who would like to speak for this issue? Mr. Branson, come.
Yes, since I'm the only one here, speak for the rest of the people on my street. There's only 7 individual properties, homes on that dead-end street. And we all are upset about the zoning, when it came about, how it came about. Sarah's done a good job in talking to everyone and straightening out this stuff, but you have a segment of the population that is just upset, period. And we don't understand why, when, and how all this came about. We've had, one guy has been living there it's his family home. He's been living there over 50 years. And like I said, we just don't understand. Everybody's been there over 20 years before this zoning situation came about. And we just don't understand. And we just like some answers, all of us. Thank you.
Is there anyone else to speak on behalf of this issue? Anyone who'd like to speak against this issue? Okay, this time we move to come out of public hearing. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mr. Chairman, obviously, given the circumstance and with staff that's going to be coming back in order for us to relook at this entire area, hopefully that'll be good enough for Mr. Branson. But for right now, I move to approve the rezoning request, Plan 2407-0002.
Second. Motion has been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Okay, a public hearing, proposed text amendment, Plan 2408-002, developmental services to amend the Harnett County Unified Development Ordinance, Article 10, Section 423A and B, cluster development. Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Chairman Morris. So as you stated, this is a revision to our cluster development language from the Unified Development Ordinance. So just a little bit of background, the cluster development language comes directly from the state's model watershed ordinance. That model watershed ordinance states that minimum lot sizes are not applicable to single-family cluster development projects. So this needs to be altered in our code because in our Unified Development Ordinance, we do have a minimum lot size requirement for the from the zoning regulations as well as from our compatibility design chart. So this is language that needs to be changed. The change to B is just breaking apart the current language in A and B. It's just kind of read better and made more sense. And that's just stating that the density should not exceed the number of units allowed in the single family detached developments, which is described in the watershed section of our code. Okay.
Any
Staff's open
questions
for
for
any
staff
questions.
on this? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone want to speak for this issue? Okay, hearing none, anyone want to speak against this issue? Okay, at this time we close the public hearing. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the change to the Unified Development Ordinance, Plan 2408-0002.
Okay. Second. Motion has been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Okay, item number 8, a public hearing to allow Harnett County citizens an opportunity to comment on transportation needs and the proposed 5311 Community Transportation Program application submission to the North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is in support of 5311 combined administrative and capital grants that HARTS use in order to administer our transportation program, and the public hearing wish to be held for that. Generally is for public comment to comments on public transportation in Harnett County. Specifically, the 5311 program intends to enhance access for citizens in non-urbanized areas to healthcare, shopping, education, employment, public services, and recreation. The 5311 funding assists in the maintenance, development, and improvement and use of public transportation systems in non-urbanized areas. In this particular case, this is an annual requirement to have the public hearing, and this is for fiscal year '26, which is usually a year out their cycle. So I would like to say that the total project is $688,470. Of that, there's $88,865 as a local match. That also includes, like I said, the administration and also the combined capital for purchasing vehicles.
Any questions for staff on this? All right, this time move to go into public hearing. Anyone who'd like to speak on behalf of this issue? Okay, hearing and seeing none, does anyone like to speak against this issue? Okay, hearing and seeing none, this time move to come out of closed, public hearing. Is there a motion on the floor?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt a resolution to enter an agreement with NCDOT for the 5311 Community Transportation Program.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members.
Thank you, Mr. Blevins. Item number 9, approval of a resolution to purchase property. Harnett County is working with Summit Corporation to develop the county's first Class A industrial park. 3 parcels of totaling 65.63 acres. A site was identified at the corner of Arrowhead Road and US 301 in Dunn for a new industrial park. Summit Corporation will purchase 14.2 acres of the entire site to construct the first shell building of 162,000 square feet. Administration is requesting approval of the purchase of remaining 51.3 acres for future development with Summit Corporation per a separate agreement. Cost of the county for this purchase of land is $55,000 per acre for a total of $2.8 million, of which the I-95, I-40 Crossroads of America Economic Development Alliance will cover half the cost of investment in a separate partnership agreement. Okay? All right, is there a motion on the floor?
Yeah, as I say, very much support this, excited that we're to this point finally. Been working on this for a number of months and excited to see us get to bring this before you.
Good.
Is this the last step?
Last step.
I know we've been working on it for a while. I just
Yes,
wondering-
ma'am. All right, somebody want to make a motion to,
Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution authorizing the purchase sale contract for the real property along Arrowhead Road, Dunn, North Carolina.
Second.
motion have been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Number 10, Mr. Manager, your reports, please.
I have nothing to report additionally tonight, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve budget amendments as requested by the finance officer.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the tax rebates, refunds, and releases as requested by the tax administrator.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Item number 11, new business.
Mr. Chairman, may I take a moment of privilege quick?
Absolutely.
All right, I know that we got a lot of new faces out here. Right now, there isn't a rezoning request or any hearing for the issue you guys are having with your community. If it's the pleasure of the board, I'd like to talk with the county manager, planning, and the HOA president immediately following this, just to give them a little guidance.
Sure. Okay. Any other new business? All right. Mr. Counselor, is there a need for a closed session?
Yes, there is.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the board go into closed session for the following purpose. consultation with and instructions to the county staff concerning the position to be taken by the county in negotiating a proposed contract for the acquisition of real property. I'm making this motion pursuant to NC General Statute Section 143-318, .11A5.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Folks, you'll be at ease. We'll be back.